Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back again this week from the comic shop. I did not sleep well last night. I am low energy today. My voice is a little rough now, too. Got 6 comics. 5 were on my pull list. 1 I pulled off the shelf. But let's start with our top of the printer issue museum comics for the week that I was looking at all week. We got what's this? Revenge of the Prowler, number 1. John K. Snyder III cover there. Pretty rough and ready one. And we've got What If Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, fought on the side of Fu Manchu. And that is a Rick Hoberg cover, 79. I barely remember. He did some stuff here and there, Rick Hoberg. But I kind of like that Paul Gulacy-ish Master of Kung Fu. So I had these on top of my printer all week where I could look at them. Now I'll put them away and put 2 new ones there. Let's see what comics I got. It looks like a new ruler, a new artist, a new direction. Spawn 351. Brett Booth is the new artist. Rory McConville still scripting, plotting with Todd McFarlane, additional script. Brett Booth did a nice job with issue 350, I have to say. He and Carlos Barberi, I think, were both credited as artists on that one. So 350 was a really nice drawn one. So I don't think I've ever had a Brett Booth comic on my pull list, even though he's been around since, I don't know, the early to mid-90s. When did Backlash come out? Like 93? I don't even know. But he's been around a long time. First Brett Booth comic ever on my pull list. I look forward to that. Then I picked up another Archie Chilling Adventures, Pop's Chocolate Shop of Horrors. Fresh meat. I don't know let's see if there's other covers. I don't remember any of the other covers being, I don't think there's a lot of covers to this one. I don't see them in the back. There's usually a lot of, here are the covers in the back. So I thought this was the best. Usually I think these Archies have better covers than this. This one's just okay. Eyeball Sunday. But these are fun. They're usually pretty short. They have 1 or 2 stories in them. I think it's only like 20 or 22 pages. But I've generally been liking those Archie horror stuff. Don't remember putting this one on at all. 1 of 4, Little Black Book. Macamzi, Kunha, and Lesko. Something about it must have caught my eye because I pre-ordered it. Let's look at the art. Oh, art's not bad. I can't remember what the description of it was, but I must have liked it. I didn't show any of that Archie art. Let's see what's in here. There's usually a couple stories, a couple artists. There's all our credits. Oop, anyone jump out at me. Line art by Chris Panda. Line art by Liana Kangis. Line art by Federico Sabatini. Okay. So I guess there's 3 stories in here. I can't remember. Like I said, a Francesco Francavilla cover. That might have caught my eye, too. Usually when I get the final order cut-off email from my shop, like 5 weeks before the book comes out, I look through. If anything catches my eye, I put it on. Oh, nice splash page. I like that. I like those houses, a little architectural drawing. And I put it, and sometimes 5 weeks later, I'm like, why did I get this one? Who remembers? Caught my eye. This one I picked up just because I've heard a lot about it. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees from Boom Studio. This is issue 4. I just figured I'd give issue 4 a try because I know like 1, 2, and 3. They've been hot books. I think it's like this teddy bear horror book kind of thing. It's drawn like this cute teddy bear thing, but I think it's actually a horror book. I am not sure what it's about at all, except people have been mentioning it here and there. Oh, there's a little bear sacrifice over there. Ooh. People have been mentioning it on my channel sometimes, saying, "Have you picked that one up?" And I hadn't, so I figured I'd pick up a copy. And I've seen other people, like people who collect variants and stuff like that, picking up stuff on there, picking up that and on their channels. Then let's see, we got another magazine size one. If you find this, I'm Already Dead, issue 2 of 3. A Matt Kindt one, Flux House. Matt Kindt, Dan McDade, and Bill Crabtree. I liked the first issue of this, but it was funny because sometimes Matt Kindt does this in his writing. He starts it out as one thing, and by the end of the book, it's something completely different. And that's how issue 1 was. When it started out, it was like this military book, sci-fi, off in space, and ended up it was this lone woman reporter trying to survive on a hostile planet kind of book. So it completely changed. It's only 3 issues, $8 an issue. We'll see how it is. I mean, we'll see how it is. It's only 3 issues. I have all 3 in my pull list. So, and here's something I got. This is the facsimile edition of the. I forget. I don't even remember which Batman. It's a Neil Adams Batman story from the 70s. It originally appeared in Batman or Detective. I don't even know which one. But then they put it out as this, Treasury edition sized one DC did in the 70s. And everybody loved it because of the giant Neil Adams art. So I was like, you know what? I've never seen it. $15. I'll get the facsimile reprint of it. Sounded like a good deal. It's like 64 pages or something. I don't know. But it's bigger than a normal comic. You can get a foil version. For $5 more, you can get the foil version of the cover. But I was like, hey, I want a facsimile. There was no foil cover on the original one. So I went with this one. Came bagged and boarded, too, from my comic shop. So that was cool. I never liked Ra's al Ghul as a villain. To me, all the Ra's al Ghul stories were the same. He'd take on Batman, he'd die, he'd resurrect. He'd take on Batman, he'd die, he'd resurrect. At least that was my opinion as a kid in the 70s and into the 80s. I really haven't read many Ra's al Ghul stories since then. But as a kid in the 70s and on into the early 80s, I was still a kid, but I was in high school. That was my opinion of Ra's al Ghul, or however you say his name. Some people said Ra's al Ghul. There was always different ways to say it. All right, let me show you a little bit of artwork behind me. It's stuck here. Let me see if I can lift. I can't. I'm never going to be able to move. But I should untape it because I'm done. This is the sleeve. Let me see if I can untape it. This is the sleeve of my jacket that I used Gorilla Tape to keep it down. And it is really hard to keep down a jacket arm and get it. Come on. Oh man, I shouldn't have used this tape. It's sticking to the board real well. It sticks to the jacket only adequately. And it's really hard to keep this flat so I can paint it. Even with look at all this tape on it. And it still wasn't always flat. Come on. I gotta do the other sleeve now. I will leave that one there. I will bring this one up for you. Got one more sleeve on it. There we go. So get her out of the gloss. It's very glossy paint. There you go. Got a little green glow around it so we can see her on the... Let's see what it looks like on. I haven't put it on yet, of course, because... So this is kind of a pin-up look. Because you got... a painting on your sleeve. Instead of a tattoo, it's on your coat. Okay, I like the way that came out. That came out pretty good. It looks good there. Here's the 2 eyes in front. Oh, hold on, you can't see these. The art wasps down there. I'm putting 2 blue streaks down here, too. Haven't done those yet, so I got one more arm to go and some blue streaks. All right, there you go. Some comic books, some art, and you guys have a good week out there.